Welcome to another presentation at the East Trade Winds, hosted by Bernie Fransgrote and Wayne Pratt. Our guest is Catherine Hurd from Purple Panda Creative Marketing.
I work in the marketing space and I do a lot of promotion for social media, things like content writing, blog writing, email marketing, CRM strategy, all of that stuff. That's my passion. It's what I love to do. But the one thing I love more than that is Google. I would like to talk to you today, in particular, the Google business profile. So you're all familiar with Google ranking. You can go to Google, put in a search, and it will come up with search results. What you're looking for is your business to come up in Google. So, for example, Patrick comes up in the top 5 in the world on ChatGPT. You want Google to return results like that for you and your business. So if somebody puts in that they're looking for Patrick's company, they want it to come up with his website, LinkedIn, his social media platforms, blog platforms, anywhere that he is referenced. But you want that to come up for you in your industry, for your business. The way to do that is to utilize the business profile. If you don't have one, then I suggest we have a conversation, because there is pretty much no industry that would not benefit from having a Google business profile presence. I would recommend that we have a conversation, not that I'm looking to bill you for it, but I would like to be able to kind of give you the opportunity to understand more about the Google business profile. But because some people know about it, what I want to talk about is the importance of using it. Once you've got it, actually using it. One of the biggest challenges with Google is people forget about it. Everybody realizes that they're listed on Google. Everybody knows that they have their social media platforms, their website, but everybody gets sucked into their own world and they forget that it requires updates. People go, oh, I'm changing my website, I'm changing my email address, I'm adding a new service, I'm changing my prices, I've changed my cell number, and people do not go in and update. That creates issues. If you go into your website and you say, this is my new number, but you don't update it anywhere else, you can upset the algorithms in the sense of Google can turn around and say, nothing matches. You have to update everything everywhere so people can find you and utilize your services. You need to make sure everything is updated. And if you miss a place, so let's say you update Google and you update your website and you miss the social media platform, the Google algorithm is operated by little bots. So little AI robots that go around and they look for the compliance of what Google requires. If it finds a mismatch, it can pull down your Google business profile. It will notify you, but let's face it, we all get millions of emails, very easy to miss it. Especially considering a lot of people don't have their Google business profile linked to their main account. You'll lose all of your reviews, all of your presence, and a huge chunk of connection with your potential audience. Which is why I'm emphasizing right now, check everywhere, not just Google business profiles, everywhere that your information is up to date. And then make sure that it all complies with the regulations for Google in the sense of everything matches. So that's my first thing I want to highlight. The next thing is, it isn't a social media platform. However, it has a social element to it in the sense of it requires updates, not for your information, but it requires posts. Hey, I've got a new product. Hey, have you seen my new episode of my podcast? There are various types of updates, but the minimum one most people will use is just the one marked update. And that is absolutely fine. But you are required to comply with it and keep the page active. You are required to put a minimum of 3 posts up a week. And that may sound a lot, but I'm assuming most of you I'm not going to say all of you, but most of you will have social media platforms that they will post on a minimum of 3 times a week. You can modify that and put it on your Google business profile. It has more restrictions. Like video is really big right now. Google will not take a video that is longer than 59 seconds. So even if it's 60 seconds because it's a video you've created for TikTok, Google will not accept it. It has to be 59 seconds. If you try and upload that post, it will tell you it's too long. If the file size is too big, it will tell you that too. And you may have to put it through compression or video editing software. It also does not like hashtags. Ironically, it means nothing to a Google business profile when you post with a hashtag. It needs to use meta tags from your website, but the actual posts, you can put it in, but it'll just ignore it because it just means absolutely nothing. But it also gives you an option which is really cool, where you can add a button. And that button will allow you to say, call me, visit my website, put in a link to your shop, say shop and add a link, learn more and add a link, book an appointment and you can drop in your calendar link. It's really important that you put these things in because it's giving people the opportunity to connect with you as a consumer. And that's what you want. You want people to see all of these posts. You're looking for a minimum of 3 times a week. If you've not used it for a while, like this, the other thing that it will require is photographs. Not as a post. There is an option where it says photos, and it requires you to add a minimum of 20 photos. The reason it does that is it needs you to spike the algorithm. As you put a lot of traction through it, it gets more people to do it because it's a ranking software. And then once you've started to get that algorithm flowing, you can drop down the number of photos that you add per week. You need to get people to see your profile and actually engage with your profile. But these photos, it doesn't have to be a business post, like a business photo. Everybody goes, oh, but Google business profile is business. The clue's in the title. Yes, it is. So I wouldn't go and put a post on, hey, this is my dog, we went on a walk, because it's not meant for that. But when you're adding these 20 photos, you absolutely can add a picture of your dog. Because when you post, you'll notice the same sort of trend on social media. If you put up a picture of an animal or a child or something that's emotive, people will look at it, which sparks that algorithm, which means that people are going to remember you. Another thing is reviews. So when you have one of these profiles, you want to get reviews. There is a button that says ask for a review. When you click it, it gives you 2 options. The first option is a link. You can copy that link, share that link, and it gives you options of how you can share it. Do you want to send it by email? Do you want to attach it to social media? Or you can copy it into your notepad or your clipboard, and you can share it yourself. So that's the first option. Underneath that, which is probably more 2025, is the QR code. You can save that QR code and you can add it to your email signature. You can put it on any post on either, you maybe probably wouldn't want to do it on your Google business profile, but you could then add it to a post that you put on your social media. You can add it to your website because it's just a QR code. The one piece of advice I would give you is do not try and send the QR code to an email. It only sends the link. It doesn't send the QR code. You need to right click it and save it as a picture, just like if it was an image. Another thing is, if this is a lot of work for you in doing all the regular posts and adding all the content, you might want to hire somebody to do that. But what I want to emphasize is the difference with roles. So there are 3 types of roles that belong to a Google business profile. The first one is primary owner. The primary owner should always be you. That is the person that owns the profile, the person that can choose who's allowed in their profile, that can contact to fix it if there's a problem. So do not ever give anybody else all of the permission of being the primary owner, because they could decide they don't like you and remove you from your own Google business profile, which means you've lost all of that content. The second role is owner, and the third role is manager. There are two distinct differences between an owner and a manager. Now, an owner is obviously one below primary owner, but an owner is somebody who you want to receive all Google notifications and interact with Google on your behalf. It is more common than you probably realize for these Google bots to decide they don't like something. And if they don't like something, they tend to opt for suspension. If you have an owner, because let's say you don't speak Google, so to speak, an owner may be the person that would contact Google on your behalf. You need to be able to make sure that they have that role of owner so they can interact with Google on your behalf because you've given them permission to do that. It means that they can also modify the account to do any updates that are required. It also means that if a testimonial comes in, they receive an email. That's perfect, because depending on how you run your company, it may be you or it may be the person you've hired that deals with testimonials. So Google have a policy whereby if you respond to a testimonial within 24 hours, it fixes issues with ranking. It ranks you way higher because you've acknowledged that testimonial within 24 hours. So if you are having somebody who is dealing with all the postings and acknowledging on your behalf, they need that owner rating. If you want somebody who is not going to do anything other than post, so they can't talk to Google on your behalf, and they can't receive the emails about changing the opening hours during holidays, and that you don't want them notified of testimonials because that's not their role, then they get the manager role. It's important that you know the difference, because you don't want to keep going in and out of the profile to keep going, oh, well, who's got permissions to do what? Google business profiles are super important. I would recommend that every business owner has up to date and utilizes to its maximum capacity. I would love to have a conversation with anybody. I'm not trying to sell you. I absolutely could do all of this for you, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I would love to have a conversation with anybody who would like some support, would like to learn some additional information, would like to find out more about how they can maximize how to use it. And it's completely free conversation. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Unlock the full potential of networking with East Trade Winds. Are you eager to connect with our esteemed guest speaker and delve deeper into the ever-expanding universe of connections? Simply scan the QR code now and embark on a journey of endless opportunities. Join us at East Trade Winds, where we gather online via Zoom every Tuesday from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, you're welcome to connect with us. Seize the moment, register for free, and start exploring today. Fancy sharing your insights as a guest speaker? We're looking for you. Reach out to Wayne Pratt to ignite your speaking journey. Email him at wayne@motivateyou.ca or connect with Wayne on LinkedIn. Don't wait, take action, and be a part of a global community that's shaping the future of business networking.